What's up guys, Max here, and some pretty interesting news has popped up over the past day or so for Street Fighter V, and let's talk about it. The big one that everyone has heard is this article that popped up that's talking about two characters that have supposedly been leaked. Now, there's no other supporting information from this article other than that they have a very highly regarded rumor right now that they are trusting with the truth, and this rumor is that the two characters that could make an appearance in Street Fighter V will be Alex and URIEN. Now, within this article, you can kind of say, well, these guys are just saying this, they probably heard something, it's not real. These are the same dudes that actually were the first ones to leak the Final Fantasy VII Remake very early before the Sony presentation where it was announced. So I will definitely take this information with a grain of salt, but at the same time, these guys usually don't post like erroneous articles like this without some sort of credibility behind it. And being the fact that it's Alex and URIEN, both these characters are from the Street Fighter III universe. And like we were saying in the previous videos of characters we want to see and characters we don't want to see, or the ones I specifically want to see or don't want to see, I have a funny feeling this game is going to be filled with a lot of Street Fighter III faces, and I thought Alex was almost a guarantee that he could make an appearance in the game. I think it was very highly likely, and I'm glad to see that he's here. URIEN, I'm really glad because I didn't think he would. He's one of those characters that's like Q, where I thought really had a very low chance of actually making it into the game. So, but it's pretty good that they're both here, and I'm excited for them. I just hope that they don't change either character's design too much. Mostly because not many people were exposed to the Street Fighter III roster of characters, and they didn't do a lot to Ryu or Chun-Li, but they did tend to change Bison, Birdie, and Nash up quite a bit from their previous versions, even though Bison's mostly faithful to whatever we've seen with Bison for the past many years. But at the same time, I think Alex's design is great. I think URIEN is great. I don't want to see URIEN in a suit. I think it's kind of good that he looks like this Olympian Greek god type of guy, you know, and he's kind of like so full of himself that he walks out there barely wearing anything. That's kind of a huge part of his personality and his character, so I'm looking forward to it. URIEN's always been an insanely fun character in every fighting game he has had a chance to be in, so I'm looking forward to it just as much as Alex. The other big ones were that we got a lot of information about the beta that's going to be happening for Street Fighter V that's coming up around July 23rd or so. And this is going to be taking place for 5 days on PlayStation 4 only, and the thing I have to tell you guys right now is that there is no inherent, like, PS3 backward stick compatibility like there is for certain other games on the PlayStation 4, notably like Ultra Street Fighter 4. So if you don't have an arcade stick on PlayStation 4, you're going to be playing that beta with a controller, so pretty good chance right now to do something about it, because you're probably going to need a stick for Street Fighter V. Along with that, there was a couple of other hints and rumors between other characters that don't have a lot of validity and some stages. We got a really nice peek at a couple of stages that are going to be showing up, notably the Brazil stage and a stage in New Zealand called the Forgotten Waterfall. I'm not too sure who this New Zealand character is going to be, but there was some rumors at new characters, and one of them was going to make an appearance from New Zealand, so I'm fairly sure that this is going to be a stage belonging to one of the newer cast members that will be in Street Fighter V, announced either pretty soon at Comic-Con or at EVO. And the big one is the Brazil stage, and I think both these stages look good. I'll just say that right now. It does kind of show that they are a little early, and between all the testing with the beta and actually looking at some of the stages, if you see them in person, they're kind of like some low assets. The textures aren't that great, but the characters themselves look absolutely amazing. And I think it's one of those things that they're actually testing out with the beta, is how much are they going to be able to have access to the CPU and everything else in terms of net play, because to get good netcode in a fighting game, it's actually very resource expensive on the console and the CPU of the console. So it looks like they're trying to balance things right now, which is fine. I will totally take a small graphics and frame rate downgrade in the background when it comes to a fighting game if the net play is going to be good. So good on Capcom for identifying good netcode, better online over almost anything else, in my personal opinion. Now, these two stages, like I said, hinting at some stuff. Brazil was also in a video with Ono, and he was talking about it. But the crazy thing is that he was dressed up in a Blanca costume. He had a bunch of Blanca figurines everywhere. You would immediately put the two and two together that, oh, it's totally going to be Blanca. He's going to announce Blanca at the Brazil game show later this year. But the funny thing is that Ono, as the producer for Street Fighter, is like an obvious troll. He really likes to have fun with his community and his audience and tease and hint at things. things. And this isn't even a hint. It's not even a tease. Like before, when he showed Birdie, the initial tease for Birdie was the fact that we saw a banana on the ground, and everyone was assuming that that was actually Blanca, or most of us were. But it ended up being Birdie with his new V skill. The crazy thing is that I think this is like a reverse kind of trolling or a reverse tease where it's so obvious that he's doing all this Blanca stuff that it might not actually be Blanca. It could be another character from Brazil, and the highest regarded one within the Street Fighter roster is absolutely Sean. So we could potentially be seeing Sean, URIEN, and Alex in SF5, and that would make me very happy. But at the same time, I'm going to call it right now, we've seen a couple characters announced for some stages before. Notably, the stage in England is belonging to Birdie and Cammy. So I'm going to say the stage in Brazil is going to belong to Blanca and Sean, and we might see both of those characters announced later this year. I think that would make everybody happy. What do you guys think about the stages and the news and information regarding the characters? As always, dudes, stay tuned for more Street Fighter V info, and we'll be definitely back when that beta drops later this month. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.